Yeah. And many things made me question my hope a little bit. I admit it. I find Donald Trump questionable. And then I'm reading the book of one of his former opponents, and I'm like, damn, this is what we could have had. This makes so much more sense. This is what's wrong with America right now. This person has the right mindset. But nope, we have Donald Trump. And my family, sometimes we share, the kids, they share about each other, what's going on in their lives. And one cousin, I will not disclose their name, says that even at their age, even though they still have their rough times, rough years, they don't have as many friends as they once did. They can't make as many friends as they once did. Like besides some social activities and pleasantries. Maybe they were in a situation I am right now 7 years ago or several years ago. I don't know. That's the pier I was talking about. It's weird. There's a pier and there's a railroad and there's a bridge in the distance. And there's a little playground for the kids. And this cousin's done, she's done her share of soul searching, reading lots of psychology and self-help books. Probably much more than I do. They say like the average smart rich person reads a book a week, but we don't always have that time, you know. So they say the average American reads one book a year, which is kind of depressing, kind of sad. And with the education system the way it is, like, reading will be limited to little sound bites and news bits on Breitbart and InfoWars. And just little headlines you see that pop up on Facebook, even though it's fake news. They'll be reading statuses and tweets and DMs and the IGs. Like a picture is worth 1,000 words, but you don't take that literally. Don't just look at pictures all the time. And I have a friend who's in the healthcare industry right now. Honestly, I should be where she is, or maybe only 1 year behind, but due to my circumstances, that's not the case. But she's a bit disillusioned of how things are run sometimes. It's all about patient turnover and meeting quotas. Like, this patient has to get out in this time, or they have to get this many minutes of therapy, no matter what. And all the little politics and dramas and cliques that form between her coworkers. She had told me there was one coworker that everybody didn't like or didn't get along with, and that coworker told her, I feel like people don't like me, or it's very cliquey around here. Do you know anything about that? And of course she would have to say, she would have to deny it because she doesn't want to upset the status quo and her position. I mean, it's nothing against her, but in situations like that, when your career and financial livelihood is at stake, you gotta look out for yourself, even if it's at the expense of others, which is the sad truth, sad reality of it. The thing is, she makes a decent salary. She believes in what she does. At the end of the day, that should be what matters. But then it got me thinking, if I want to work in a similar setting like that, is that what I had to look forward to? Like, infighting and forcing patients in and out. We know, like, there are things wrong with the healthcare system. We know they overcharge it. They know they give them limited minutes and hours and days of visits. They overcharge for their service and their medication and all that. We know all that. But there's little opportunity for reform, not just with healthcare, but with anything. When we're being controlled by an oligarchy, yeah, where it is true. Like the billionaires, they suppress voters, and they introduce legislation, and they try to repeal the good pieces of legislation that have been passed in the past. Yeah, they purposely make it harder for certain populations to be unable to vote, so they can pass their own agenda. They want to hog everything. Is that they always need more. They're so greedy. They want to get richer and richer. I'm very sure the average person doesn't want to be super rich, doesn't want to be a billionaire. They just want to make a decent living, make a livelihood. Like friends, family, hobbies. That we live in the culture that worships and glorifies money, and like rappers like flaunting it all over the place. Because that's what drug dealing is. Like, you don't believe in the drugs. The drugs aren't always beneficial. It's for money. And if you would do things to hurt other people just for money, then that really calls into question the character of the society itself. Because honestly, I don't need to be a gazillionaire. I just want to make a decent, comfortable living. You know, like eat where I want, live where I want, spend how much time I want for leisure, but believe in what I do, of course, the job. And of course, people will have kids and they'll think about the kids. I had a friend who told me that their brother does not want to have kids because of the current world that we live in. That raising a kid in this world is pretty heartless and hopeless and depressing. Which my friend didn't use those words, but that's the impression I had of it, which is pretty And of course, when you're in school, you don't really have time to think about all these things.